There is still more glory left in Serena Williams' story. Cole Sports presents on the Daily. Well, how you doing, VIP? Cole Johnson's on the mic. Cole Sports on the Daily is on tap. And I'm so glad you've returned to this wonderful, illustrious channel. And if you haven't done so, like this video. And I do want to hear what you have to say. So comment below. I invite you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for all content that comes from this place. And if you want this shirt that I have, we got to celebrate the new national pastime, right? It is football. No question about that. And if you want to celebrate it with me, the description box below has the deets. Now, it is Friday. It is the time where we get to crank out the email, and we're going to crank out an email to a subject that is worth the time to type. Yes, it is. You see, the U.S. Open, the tennis variety I'm talking about, has come and gone. And with it, Naomi Osaka is again your U.S. Open champion. And she's won that Grand Slam for the second time of her career. Now, on the men's side, you had Novak Djokovic. He decided to club an on-court official with the ball hit out of bounds, out of anger. While in the first week of competition and in the first set.
You've got to be joking me.
No, Billy, I'm not joking you. And all of that aside, everything was in place except all eyes were still on Serena, the most focused tennis player in the game today, because it's all about getting that number 24. She's still pursuing it, and this Grand Slam has been a mixed bag, I guess you could say. She's had some great glory there. She's had some controversy there too. And the journey to getting to number 24 has been really, really rugged. And this fortnight was a bit on the rugged side too, but she powered her way through it. But she ran into an object in the semifinals where she couldn't overcome it. And it has many people questioning, is it her time? Does she need to change her game now she's gotten older? Email tennis fan. Subject of email. It's a legend. Body of email. You're talking about a person, and you're talking about a woman who is celebrating her 39th birthday tomorrow. You're talking about a person who has ruled the tennis landscape in her 30s. Now, she definitely had her shine and time in her 20s, but she really dominated the sport in this decade of her life. And you mean to tell me that we have to always go through these topics of conversation anytime a great athlete is at the twilight of his, or in Serena's case, her career? You mean we have to keep going through this? Has the game passed her by? Are the athletes getting better? Can she reclaim the glory of past times? Can she reach back and bring back the form that she doesn't have now? I mean, we hear all of this stuff, and it's ridiculous when we keep hearing it, because it's a repetitive narrative when it comes to any person who is over the age of 37, 38. Is she the most athletic woman tennis player today? No. Is she the strongest player in the game today? No. However, she's very close still to this day as being one. Is she the fastest? No. Is she the toughest? I would probably say probably. And here's why I say probably. You're 38 and you're grinding and grinding and grinding, and you're playing people who are half her age, even younger. And not only are you hanging with them, you're still beating them. That shows a level of toughness that very few, very few have. And it shows a level of toughness very few have had at her age in that sport. I mean, I can only think of a few, like Martina Navratilova or Chris Evert. You know, I mean, they still had that one shining moment, but it wasn't quite as potent as what Serena's doing, because Serena is routinely getting to at least the semifinal rounds of Grand Slams. That is remarkable. I mean, look, right now, she is probably the most resilient, because there have been Grand Slam tournaments where she has gotten all the way to the finals, but just ran into a buzzsaw that particular Saturday. The last of which came at the US Open against the current champion now, Naomi Osaka, when she won it back in 2018. I mean, are you surprised that Serena has run into competition that's stiffer than her at times? I could tell you, being the age that I am, there's days where you can just simply fire on all cylinders. You're go go go. Everything is great. Everything is working wonderful, and nothing can stop you. And then there's those other days where it's like, I am slowed to a snail's pace. Serena's no different. The only difference between her and me is she's a world class athlete and I'm not. But but when you're playing players who now are two, forget one, two, probably even three generations younger than you are, you're going to see things that you did to opponents being brought back to you. And I'm sure that is what Serena is seeing. I mean, even when Osaka was interviewed, she said that the player that she admired the most was Serena Williams, and she modeled her game most after her. So you're going to see many of those who are going to model themselves after, in my opinion, the greatest women's tennis player who's ever picked up a racket. But this is what I find funny, though. People want to put her out the pasture. People want to put her in a retirement home right now, right? Do you realize that in this particular tournament, I'm not talking about past US Opens, I'm talking about US Open 2020. Serena was ranked third. Yeah, third. She was ranked the number 3 player in that tournament, which meant she got to where she was supposed to be, which would be a semifinal position. She is still now one of the top 10 best women tennis players in the world. I will say it again. She is one of the top 10 best tennis players in the world, and she gets to blow out candles to her 39th birthday tomorrow. I'll say it again. She gets to blow out candles for her 39th birthday tomorrow. And she is one of the top 10 best women's tennis players today. So someone asked the question, has the game passed her by? No, the game hasn't passed her by. It's the fact that she's growing older and she's learning how to compete in different ways. Like, she can't necessarily go out and just physically dominate opponents like she used to. She probably still can if the opponent is green enough. But if you don't have it physically, then you're still straight, because there's a mental chess you have to play. And if that's being countered by someone who's just as mentally strong and tough as she would be, then it's about the passion. It's about the heart of the champion. After all, none of them can say they have been to the mountaintop 20 times, 15 times, even 10 times. You may have some who can say they've been there 5. You may find a couple who have won 5 Grand Slams. Serena has won 23 of them. So if there's anybody who knows what it takes to win 7 matches on any given Grand Slam court because she's won them on all 4 surfaces, it's her. Being in a Grand Slam semifinal the month that you turn 39, I mean, that doesn't mean the game's passed her by. It means the game may have caught up to her, but passed her by? Not even close. And I haven't even gotten to the most important reason why the glory is still remaining in her career. It's the fact that she's now a mother. Tennis was her greatest focus for a long time. I mean, well into her 30s, it was her biggest focus. And now she's married with a beautiful daughter. And so the priorities in life shifts. Now it's not necessarily being the best women's tennis player in the world. It's now being the best mother, who so happens to be a bomb tennis player. So if you want to know why I believe there is still glory left in Serena's story and game, she wants to see Olympia, that's her daughter. She wants to see Olympia look at her hoist up a Grand Slam trophy or 2 or multiple before she calls it quits. I mean, she hasn't really been injured all that often. I mean, she's had some injuries, but it hasn't been one of those careers that's just riddled with injury. That really hasn't been her. She has grit, she has fire, she has determination. That hasn't left her. And it's quite possible we might see something similar to what we saw with Tiger Woods. I mean, he won the Masters last year. And everyone wrote him off. And at 38, 39, he was considered over the hill, passe, done. The Tiger Slam days are long gone. And this guy will never return to that level of golfing, ever. And what does he do? He fits on his latest green jacket at 43. There is still some fight left in Serena. There's still some game left in her, and there is still championships, Grand Slam variety, that is waiting for her to have someone etch her name on them. Because I guarantee you, she will walk away with the most Grand Slams ever by any tennis player before she fades off and has her fun with Alex and has her fun with Olympia and can just simply say, I remember when I used to be on the courts. I don't have to remember because I was the best to ever do it. That's what she wants to do. And that, to me, still it's well within reach for Cole Johnson, Cole Sports with the Z.com. Now, if you think it's over for Serena, or if you think that you're right, Cole, I want you to like this video, comment below, because I want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to get any and all content from Cole Sports. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. VIP, I love you. Have a wonderful weekend, because I do this for you. Thank you so much for being on this channel. For now, I am Cole Johnson, and this has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily.